If you're a fan of RPGs and have a PS4, you've got a stacked lineup of RPGs to look forward to in 2017. And in this video, we'll be counting down the top 10 upcoming PS4 RPGs coming in 2017. Let's get right into this with number 10. Number 10, South Park: The Fractured But Whole. South Park: The Stick of Truth was one of the surprisingly great RPGs of last generation, a South Park game with traditional RPG mechanics. Few thought the game would be great, but that's exactly what it was. Now we've got the follow-up, South Park: The Fractured But Whole. This game has an emphasis on superheroes featuring 12 different classes from Brutalist, Elementalist, Assassins, etc. Interestingly enough, this entry will not be developed by Obsidian Entertainment, rather by Ubisoft San Francisco, so it'll be interesting to see how it'll turn out. South Park: The Fractured But Whole comes Q1 2017.
My name is the Kid. I'm from the future. There's a cat in trouble, and I believe it's part of an international conspiracy. In my time, I knew my only hope was to assemble the team. In order to play superheroes, you have to have a superhero persona. I guess you have farts that stop time or something? Nice.
No, minions, you gotta kill him! Aw, dang it. Ready?
Number 9, The Surge. The Surge is a sci-fi action RPG being developed by Deck 13. Those guys aren't the most well-known devs in the world, but they did the solid Lords of the Fallen, which was very resemblant of Dark Souls. The Surge is also very similar, with a very interesting setting, faster combat, and new gameplay mechanics. The game is set 60 to 70 years in the future when technology has turned on humanity. If Deck 13 can build upon the foundation they set with Lords of the Fallen, The Surge can turn out to be something great.
Well, of course. Rockets. Not very nice. That's what I do when I feel stuff. But we still haven't dealt any damage to its real health bar. So maybe, if we're careful, use those rockets against it somehow. Oh, pretty close.
Rehabilitation implemented.
Okay, there we go. So now we force it to be hit by its own rockets. We're able to target its armor piece, knock it off, and then...
Number 8, Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 HD Remix and Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8. Alright, so unfortunately we probably won't be seeing Kingdom Hearts 3 in 2017, however Square Enix will be putting out 2 different collections onto the PS4. We have Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 HD Remix, which will include Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, Raid Chain of Memories, and Birth by Sleep. Then we've also got Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, which includes an HD remaster of the 3DS game Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, as well as 2 new pieces of content, and Kingdom Hearts X back cover, which is a cinematic, and Kingdom Hearts .2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, which is a game that takes place after the events of Birth by Sleep from the perspective of Aqua. 2.8 releases on January 24th, while 1.5 and 2.5 Remix comes on March 28th.
If we are ever to strike down Xehanort, 7 sleeping keyholes must be found and unlocked.
You've been here many times, relived again and again, like deja vu.
What's written in the last page of the book is gonna happen.
We're here to make sure that light lives on.
If we don't do something, light will expire.
But Master, isn't there anything we can do?
Terra, Ven.
Aqua, can you see me?
Of course. I see Ven too.
Wait, you know this place, Aqua?
I visited once, and I met 2 boys I considered passing the Keyblade on to.
Sora saved me once, and I heard him call my name.
Number 7, Nioh. Nioh is an action RPG coming from the guys over at Team Ninja, and it's a game that's been in development for a very long time, going back to 2004. It went MIA for a while and it was re-revealed in 2015 as a PS4 exclusive featuring Dark Souls style gameplay. Nioh takes place in Japan during the 1600s, where you play as a samurai named William. Visually, the game looks outstanding, and interestingly, it'll be one of the few PS4 games offering several different settings in how to play, whether you want a higher frame rate or a higher resolution, and those options will be amplified if you're playing on the PS4 PS4 Pro. Quality samurai games are few and far between these days. Hopefully Nioh delivers when it releases on February 7th. Number 6, Nier Automata. Nier was one of the underrated gems from last generation. It was far from a perfect game, but it had a great setting and stylization. Few were expecting a follow-up to it, but here it is in Nier Automata. Playing the first game won't be essential going into this one. It's starkly a different game from a gameplay standpoint, which is a good thing because that was one of the weaker areas in the first game. Now with Platinum Games taking over the development, expect some fast-paced, chaotic action gameplay, but also expect the superb soundtrack to be retained in Automata. The game releases on March 7th. Number 5, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. The first Ni no Kuni was arguably the best JRPG of last generation. That game featured a great story with engaging characters, a fantastic Studio Ghibli art style, and a gorgeous world. Now we've got the sequel, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. The story of this game follows a king who's usurped from his castle and sets out to reclaim his kingdom. The trailer was outstanding, and if it's as good as the last game, it'll be terrific. Ni no Kuni 2 doesn't have an exact release date, but it is tentatively scheduled for 2017.
You'll take my little darlings with you, of course.
Kneel before the king of Ding Dong Down.
We'll build it together. A kingdom we can all be proud of.
Number 4, Persona 5. Persona has quietly risen in popularity over the years, and it's odd because the last mainline Persona entry was all the way back in 2008 with Persona 4. Now after 8 years, we're finally getting another game in Persona 5. It'll once again be in the same style as previous games. You play as a high school student who transfers to a new school, you'll meet people, awaken your Persona powers, and explore dungeons. For those unfamiliar with Persona, part of the game has you playing a dungeon crawling RPG, while another has you living the life of a high school student, attending class, joining clubs, chilling with friends, etc. It's a blend that actually works really well and keeps the player engaged. Persona 5 thematically also seems very interesting. From the trailer, it does appear to be more dark. The game releases on April 4th.
You better hurry up or we'll be late.
Are you really a bad person, as the rumor says?
The world is not as it should be. It faces an inevitable, utter ruin. However, mankind is said to hold the power to overturn even the most dire of predicaments.
Personas are the strength born from one's heart.
No matter what it takes, I will bring you to justice!
I can feel it.
This is awesome! Now that I got this power, it's time for payback!
You're right. No more holding back.
Going all in on this plan is the only choice we got. I wonder who they'll bring justice to next. It's not just Japan anymore.
The whole world.
Number 3, Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is the latest game from one of Sony's top studios in Guerrilla Games, but Guerrilla was the best known for their first-person shooter franchise Killzone. Horizon Zero Dawn is a far cry from that, being a post-apocalyptic action RPG set in a world dominated by mech-like dinosaurs. Yeah, at the very least, points for creativity to Guerrilla. The first thing you'll notice about Horizon is technically it's absolutely jaw-dropping. From the lighting to the detail, it looks amazing. Keep in mind that this is a game that'll take advantage of the PS4 Pro, so it'll be interesting to see how the game looks on the original console. We'll find out soon enough as Horizon Zero Dawn releases on February 28th.
It's not gonna wait. Come on. Nearly there.
Number 2, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Very few were actually expecting the Final Fantasy VII Remake to arrive in 2017, but recent leaks appear to be pointing to that direction, at least Episode 1 to be coming in 2017. The Final Fantasy VII Remake has been something gamers have wanted for a decade plus. Ever since we saw that FF7 tech demo on the PlayStation 3, we were sold. Years would go by with no news of a remake until E3 of 2015, where it was finally revealed. Shortly after that, we saw gameplay trailers showing technical brilliance. And if the idea is to recreate the entire FF7 game with visuals like that, I can somewhat understand why it has to be episodic. Regardless, this has potential to be one of the biggest games of this generation.
Wait. Get back here! Okay, Riku. Let's move.
Before we get to number 1, here are some honorable mentions. Final Fantasy XII, The Zodiac Age. Kingdom Come Deliverance. And Ys Origin. Finally, number 1, Mass Effect Andromeda. Mass Effect was one of the defining game series of last generation. Some would call it the best gaming trilogy in history. Sure, the ending left a bad taste in a lot of our mouths, but for the most part, Mass Effect was an outstanding set of games. And now Mass Effect is finally coming to PS4 with Mass Effect Andromeda. The game takes place 600 years after the events of the first 3 games, and you play as either Sarah or Scott Ryder. And in this game, you have free reign to assign skills to your characters, so you can develop your characters however you want to. This game will also feature a full open world environment, which seems to be more of the norm in gaming these days, and that is very different from the first 3 games' relatively linear game design. Expect another BioWare epic when Mass Effect Andromeda drops in spring 2017.
No sunlight, no water. They should all be dead. The source of the system lockdown may yield more information. We appear to be close. It made a new path.
don't turn nasty unless you get too close.
So that wraps up our countdown of the top 10 PS4 RPGs coming in 2017. What do you think? Which RPGs are you the most excited for? Did we forget to mention a game? Comment your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.